It was the colonial government actually reclaimed this piece of land where the city hall, the Star Ferry Pier, Queen's Pier, and Edinburgh Square was. Now, imagine that was the most expensive piece of land in Central. And what did the government do at that time? It gave it 100% back to people as a civic space. You have your city hall, your concert hall, your opera house. That's where you get your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, and your death certificate, and so on and so forth. Now, why is it now being turned into a shopping mall? We realize ourselves. And the architects originally designed it as a center for the community. Now, it was during the colonial period a very decent public space. It was where Hong Kong people defined their emergence of local identity, their anti-British imperialism fights, and Chinese nationalist movements like the Totalitarian movement and so forth. The fight for civil rights, and that's where we get our labor law written, right? Protests in this space created the drive for legalizing worker protection. That's where we get our maternity leave. And all these civil rights in Hong Kong were fought and won over here. And this is a space of people's history that is not written into official history. That's what Hong Kong people remembers. So that's why they fought to keep this place. Now imagine, what is pink going to be? This is the original redesign of the area after the reclamation that the government proposed. This is the original proposal. The red, pink places are shopping malls. Okay. The yellow one, it's going to be the New Tamar government office, the political center. Right next, the blue place is going to be the headquarters of the People's Liberation Army and the military berth for military let off. So it is the military center, and then the financial center, IFC, and then the shopping mall center. And in order to create this image of the center of the city, they pretty much eliminated the only symbolic space that represents the people. So is this the image of Hong Kong we want to give people? And this is what happens if you allow people to do whatever they want there. The parties, the concerts, a lot of installation art, a lot of performance art, and so forth. And this is an artist's rendition of what happens every afternoon. Uncle's playing chess here. Right? The usage of this colonial space, a ceremonial pier, has turned it into a people's public square. This is what people do. They go on boat trips, they go play, do their para-para, their tai chi, their chess, and so on and so forth. Right? They read poetry, they play music. And on the right-hand top corner is the Mongolian traders playing with us. I took my MA class down to that place to do office hour after university classes, and that's what we saw. Mongolian traders playing music and dancing, and we joined. This is also cultural activities. And this is the rewriting of the Chinese characters for Queen's Pier. And none of them are real Chinese words. They have recreated the Chinese characters to rename the place as People's Place. And this is really making ourselves at home, camping out there for 100 days. And I bought them those retro pajamas. And then you see, this is what people would want to do. They want to picnic. They want to meet each other. They want to show their art. And even Chow Yun-fat came to take photos of what we're doing. And the right one corner is Chow Yun-fat. And we also get George Lam Lam Zicha. Okay. And I want to show you this clip from the film 1982, Plain Jane to the Rescue. This is the first Hong Kong film I remember that there is a whole scene about people's reclaiming public space. That is the Cross Harbour Tunnel. Okay, and people were protesting against all sorts of social evils and problems in Hong Kong, and they called lawmen to come and sing for them, and they play mahjong in the cross-harbor tunnel. That's reclaimed public space for me. And then I actually, during the time when we were fighting for the to expose that outside Times Square in Causeway Bay, there is a public space that has been privatized. Right? So while we were doing the movement, Obama, Clinton, and McCain were also campaigning, and in every stop they campaigned for, they prepared to make major improvements in public space in the election platform. And at the same time, also, I saw Boston. In Boston City, right outside the Boston City Hall, people were camping out just the way we were camping out in Queensbury, because the outside City Hall there is a big square. It's barren. Nothing can happen there, and you get all you can do there is get a sunstroke. And people were camping there to force the city government to do something about that. So we're not alone. And this is the Times Square movement. So what the artists were trying to do is to create art at Times Square all the time by making people aware that besides private property rights, there's public rights. Besides negative freedom of preventing anything from happening, there is positive freedom, the right to do something. And then this was all the things we do, and including Sito Wan, comparing public sculpture and art and the public spaces. And the recent movement is we started to talk about reclaiming our land. The Hong Kong people said this land is ours, like Avatar, the film. Right? So this is Choi Yun Chun and Yuen Long, right, our new territories. They're going to be demolished to make way for the express rail link. And they were fighting to keep their land and to alter some of these backup facilities for the rail so that they can keep being farmers. And they have taken their movement right to the center of the city, outside legislative council. Right? And this is a movement profusely active in terms of producing art. Right? And you see our friend Freedom Ball. The red ball up there was people brought their Freedom Ball into all these demonstrations against the express rail. And they actually reclaimed Central from the Filipino people, I think. And you see a lot of these art objects created in the movement, right? The tree and the military dolls, right? Taking back their farm. And you actually see young people learning from traditional craftsmen how to make all these design, right? And you know how meditative, prostrating walk across the entire city, right? In order to make people understand that they can rethink their relationship to land and the whole public performance education. And this happened around the LegCo for many days. And up to the government office, right through Central, people were doing this kind of prostrating meditative walk. And of course, the screen outside LegCo, so LegCo can see what we do outside, we can see what they do inside debating. And imagine so many people rushing out to 10,000 people watching the direct debate from cable TV. And this is only some of those posters created for the movement. I don't even have all of them. Some of these, there's so much creativity in art and activism in this.